How everybody do? Now I feel like at this point, a lot of you guys think of me as like the medieval guy. But recently I had to completely flip my boat and go for something entirely different. Did you actually think I wasn't going to build medieval? At the beginning of this year, I participated in a contest called Space Jam. As the name sounds, it's space. You're supposed to build a space vehicle. Like a... But being the stubborn man I am, together with my team, we decided to make the most medieval space-related vehicles we possibly could. I'll leave links to their Instagrams in the description. And hey, why don't you go check out mine too? Overall, I had a lot of fun leaning into this steampunk style, and I'm fairly happy with how this build turned out. But I did promise some non-medieval builds. So... I've lived in Texas almost all my life, and I wouldn't say I particularly love this state, but it does have a very iconic vibe. This build is modeled after an 80s gas station, and it totally fits that rundown deserty Texas feel. Okay, but like, why am I showing off two separate, completely different builds in one video? Am I just lazy and I don't want to make two separate videos? Well, no, but yeah, but no. Today I'm going to be showing you guys two crucial ways that you can improve your builds dramatically. Like, it's almost cheating, it's so easy. So sit tight, grab some bricks, and hopefully I can inspire you. Techniques. You've probably heard this term like so many times, but what does it actually mean? I'm not trying to get all dictionary out here with you, but techniques are an advanced way of interlocking parts to achieve more detail than possible with the normal systems. I'm sure all of you know the snot technique and there's loads of others, but like, why would you care? Well, for me, in this build, I knew I needed to make some complex shapes, and I wasn't about to just stack 2x4s. So what did I do? I found some techniques that would allow me to get the round shapes I needed. Namely, wagon wheels. Like, a lot. But when people see the build, they don't end up seeing the inside, so it leads them to wonder, how is this circular effect created with such a square system? For the boat, I used flex tube to get the curve, and overlapping tiles to mimic that old ship look. These two techniques leave you with a model that feels very advanced. This is why I love techniques. They're not too hard to learn, but with them, your build looks amazing. But you know, I'm pretty sure most of you already knew what techniques were, and I think it's time I show you something completely new. NPU. It stands for Nice Parts Usage. The LEGO community needs acronyms, am I right? Like, what? This is a term used pretty commonly between advanced builders, and it's used to explain a time when you use a piece in a place that it wasn't really meant to be. Let me give you a few examples. You guys like rocks? What if I told you that this little rock pile here wasn't a rock pile at all? It's actually your grandma's hair. Well, this guy's grandma's hair. Well, how about trees, pine trees? I love pine trees, spruce trees, whatever they're called. You know that one guy from the X-Men, what's it, Wolverine or something? He got these claws. Yeah, boom. Make perfect pine needles. I'm really thinking I need to make a tree tutorial part 2. But this whole video I've been kind of putting something off, and I need to come clean with you. These are bodies. The whole mock uses bodies. don't think about it too much. This build was rushed out to meet the deadline of a contest called the Iron Forge, which focuses entirely on the concept of NPU. Basically, each round there's a new seed part. Include the seed part in your builds in creative ways and you'll move up the bracket. You get the idea. Now there's a lot of minifigure bodies throughout this thing, and I'd love to hear your guess in the comments. I think my favorite is probably this Texas logo. That was like a last minute decision, really last minute. Like, I was submitting this bad boy seconds before the contest ended. So NPU, if it's not already evident to you, I think it's a perfect way to give that little spice, that little sizzle to your builds that they really need. Without all the minifigure bodies around this build, I think it'd look pretty boring and it wouldn't be as interesting. But because I added that parts usage in there, it just looks amazing. So what's the big idea? NPU techniques? Why would you want to use these in your builds? Well, I kind of just told you, like, in this whole video. Why are you asking me, Dumbo? Oh, and hey, just because one build focuses on NPU doesn't mean that I give out on techniques. You have to have a good balance of both. Like in this build, I use a stretcher carrier for the roll cage. Or for the gas station, I use this great stud reversal technique, and I also use some complex snot for the sign. I love experimenting with new techniques and finding out new parts usage and crazy NPU that I can use in my builds. I totally recommend you guys give it a shot because these two things are the quickest way to make sure your build pops out of the crowd. Man, I hope you guys liked my input and advice. I'm really not an expert to this sort of thing, but every build I try to get better and better, and I hope with these tips you can do the same with your builds. Recently I've been seeing ads popping up on my videos, which is really sad because I'm not even monetized, so YouTube's basically just getting free money off of my content. If you guys want to help me out here and make sure YouTube's just not stealing money from me, make sure you watch through all my videos. That's really all I need at this point, just watch hours. So I'll try to make some more content for you guys, and you guys just keep watching them, and then we'll get a good system working here. Trying to get caught up with all this build stuff and videos and mock building. You guys didn't know these were built like months ago, so I'm kind of behind, but we're getting it there. I'd love to hear what you guys would like to see me do next. I got plenty of ideas, so just keep doing what you do, and I'll see you guys later.